Okay, board game fans, This is part two of this of this game as well as the one I just finished. This morning I played a couple of games of It's a Wonderful World on BGA, which is Board Game Arena. It's available to anybody online. I played a couple of games, and after I went back and listened to it, I realized OBS didn't record any of my voice. So my microphone, for some reason, had changed settings, and it did it on its own. I didn't do it. That's what OBS likes to do, just change settings without asking you. So hopefully I'm being heard. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to play through a couple of games of It's a Wonderful World, which is one of my favorite games. I've got over 170 plays of it, and most of that has been in the last year. It's available. I've played it both. I have the physical version and its expansions. It's a fantastic board game, card game. But it's available on BGA for anybody that wants to play it. There's a solo mode on here that I'm going to play. It's fun to play with other people. The game plays a little different in that mode. I'm going to play without a scenario and variable starting empires. Okay. Yeah, variable. I'm not a beginner. I just want to be directed towards something. Yeah, maybe I'll play it with symmetric. It's a little more of a challenge. Um, okay. Come on. There's no appreciable sound effects or anything in the game. I don't think. So shouldn't be anything distracting. You should just be getting my wonderful voice. So here's our little tableau. Um, Up here, these are the cards we've drawn. Are in a multiplayer game. This is a draft card game. Every player is gonna start off with 5 cards in their hand. They're gonna pick one to either build or use for its resources, and then hand the cards to the next player. They're gonna get 4 cards from the person to their left. They're gonna pick one of the cards, pass the rest to their right, so forth. During rounds 1 and 3, they're going to pass to the right or left or whatever it is, and then on rounds 2 and 4, you're going to pass the other direction. In a solo play, we just avoid that. You get 5 cards. You're going to deal with that hand. You're going to deal with it. Then you're going to get another hand of 5 cards. You're going to deal with it, and then you go to the production phase. And I'll explain all this in quick succession. So if we want to build a card, and these are all really thematically, this is a very interesting game. It's a very futuristic game set in a universe of, I don't know, I guess it could be utopian or it could be dystopian, depending on which bent you are. That all the cards are kind of thematic in that regard. Like this is a research center. This is a saucer squadron. You somehow encounter aliens and you get a whole saucer squadron. A mega drill for drilling deep into the Earth's crust, a world congress, and an underwater city. Those are the 5 cards that are in our opening hand. If I choose to build this card, I'm going to put it down here into my tableau, and then in order to construct it, we need to put cubes of these particular types right on the cube, right on the card. So this requires 2 black, 1 green, and 2 gold. Gold represents money. Green represents scientific research. Black represents energy. Gray represents industrial materials. And blue, I am not sure what the blue resource is. Something fantastical, but I have no idea what it is. And then the cards are actually color coded, and they're slightly different in that regard. The gray cards are considered industrial in most cases. They're things that have a physical plant, and they produce things of a physical nature. Black are military themed cards or things that require a certain amount of megalithic operation. It's really weird. You'd think a mega drill would be under a research center, but for whatever reason it's put under military because that's what the little tank icon is. Notice that the color of the cards and the color of the cubes are different. So black cards have the little tank symbol. Black cubes have this little lightning bolt like energy symbol. So that's why they are different. They're not synonymous with each other. Gold represents kind of governmental influence. It mostly deals with money and power and control. Green represents, generally speaking, things that are beneficial to humanity. But it also includes things of evolutionary scale, cleaning the environment. A lot of environmental science goes into green cards, and blue cards are kind of like wild. They're like most of the like I can't explain it off the top of my head, but there's like mythological locations that'll be blue. Um, I think the Fountain of Youth is blue. There's all sorts of different thematic cards. Well, it really doesn't matter. This is basically a game of trying to construct cards with cubes and then getting It's a resource management game, really, at its heart. But I do love the theme and I love the artwork, and it really ties in. We all play a different faction. This is the Pan African Union. Again, I mentioned they're either dystopian or utopian. Think of it like in 1984 or one of those other dystopian, tales where the whole of Earth is controlled by a handful of different like mega corporations slash governments. Well, this is the Pan African Union. They control pretty much probably the entire continent of Africa. Um, and there's various ones in the game. This is the one I happen to get randomly. We're playing on the side that gives us the same base resources, so all of these would be the same. The flip side of this card would have a specific kind of a bonus we'd be trying to get, and a different array of cube generation. This is stuff that we're going to produce in our next production phase. After we draw the cards twice, we're going to go to the production phase, and right now we're going to generate 2 gray cubes, a black cube, and a green cube. So science, energy, and mechanisms, stuff, devices. But ideally, we want to complete these. If you complete this card, I'm just going to keep using the underwater city. If I decide to build it, I mentioned that you just have to get these kind of cubes on there, then it's constructed. If you don't want to build this card, you can discard it from your hand for this little symbol in the corner. You notice these are kind of different ones. Well, this one would get us a blue cube. I would need some place to put that blue cube. If I don't have a space to put it, or I choose not to, it goes on my empire board. It basically goes to the empire. Anything that goes to the empire gets accumulated, and every time you have 5 of any variety, then it's gonna generate 1 red cube, which is called crystallium, and it's a wild resource. It can be used as anything, but some cards actually require it. So be aware that that's what that is. It's automatic. You don't get a choice. If I put this blue cube on here, I can't later pull it off and place it on something that needs blue. Once it goes to the Empire, it's just a faceless, nameless resource. Once 5 of those get accumulated, you get a Crystallium cube. That's how that works. If you don't manage to complete the construction of your buildings by the end of the game or your cards, there's no minus points or anything. So it's not one of those type of games. It's also possible that you're going to decide halfway, I'm not going to complete this mega drill. I'm going to discard it. There's a discard buildings button up here, and you can just choose what building you want to discard, throw it away, and it puts its cube on here just like you did it in your hand. But you no longer have the choice to place that gray cube, in this case, onto a gray space. It just automatically goes onto here as energy. The only time you get the advantage of the cubes, the actual cube color, is when it's in your hand and you discard it. That's the basic way to explain it. Now, back to our underwater city. If I put this in my tableau, and if I manage to put the right color cubes on it and complete it, then it goes to the production area. It's going to be worth points at the end of the game. This one is worth 3 points. That's just 3 points that you're going to be worth at the end of the game. And these become your new production. So in addition to producing 2 gray, a black, and a green, I'll also produce a green and 2 blue with my underwater city. Some of these cards, like this one, doesn't produce anything. It's basically a rewarded card. It does give you victory points, though. This is going to give you 3 victory points for every completed gold building you have at the end of the game. So it's a good thing to build if you have a bunch of gold buildings. But it doesn't give you any production bonus. And there's another example of a card I wanted to do, and I don't happen to have one in my opening hand. If there are resource cubes or symbols like these guys here above the production line, those are resources you get once you build it. Once you've completed it, you'll get those as resources, in addition to this being your production. And since I explained it, these little guys here are financiers. There's also some little reddish orangish colored ones that are generals. On military based ones, you'll see them. Some of them will get generated by these. You'll also, during the production phase, in a multiplayer game, uh, the player who has the most gray production will get a financier. The player that has the most industrial production will get a general. The player who gets the most gold production or wealth production is going to get a financier, and the person that gets it's discovery or something, I guess is what these are, will get a general. The player that gets the most science, the most research generation, they get to choose which one they want, whether they want a financier or a general. Now, in a single player game, we don't have the most. So instead, they created a flat line. If you have five or more production, you'll get the particular person. So I need five or more industrial production to get this financier. I need five or more military in order to get a general. So that's the way it works in the single player game. It's pretty easy to explain that. You'll see how it works once the game is kind of played out. So everything on the left is a cost. So in addition to needing six uh, money or wealth or whatever this is, the gold cubes, I'm just going to keep calling them cubes, you also need to put two financiers on here. So this isn't going to be quite as easy to complete as you think. On the production phase right now, I already mentioned I'm producing two gray, one black, and one green. So it's nice to have those spots available out here. This looks pretty fertile. I'm going to put research center in. Most of, I think all of the gray cards and most of the black cards don't have any victory points on them. They're mostly production side cards. Uh, Most of the green and gold cards do have victory points, and blue is like big victory points. They have a lot of them with victory points. Oh, let's see. I kind of want that underwater city. It's got nice production. It's got a good place to put cubes. I don't necessarily want to go all in on gold, which is what this would do, but it would be nice to have a direction to go for. Thing is, we have nothing here that produces gold, so right now I'm not putting anything on those, so this is a risk to put that down. On my turn, I actually have a handful of different decisions to make. Put the card in my tableau, which I've done with these two. I can discard a card for the resource and put a cube on one of the things that we have available, or the empire. Or three, if I have two cards available, I can discard them, draw five cards, and keep one of them. So if there's no place for me to put, like right now, there's no place for me to put a blue cube. So if one of these was blue and not the three that happen to be on here, it would be kind of a waste to discard that just to put a cube over here in the empire. And if I had a couple that did that, it would actually be smarter for me to discard them both and draw and keep one card. But right now, I'm not making that decision. Um, Three for every gold card really puts me in bed with being a gold producer. But right now we have no place to put any blue, so I really don't see myself using either one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that, or put that down there. And I'm going to recycle those, which gives me a gray cube and a green cube. I'm going to put the green there and the gray there. So this is going to get produced. Alright, that's the first hand. Now we have a second hand. Good. Excellent. We're getting gold cards. That's what we wanted. That'll increase the value. So now every gold card that we produce is going to be worth 5 points to us. 3 for this card and 2 for this card. So now we're all in now. We're all in on gold. This card I can get rid of, sack it, basically, recycle it for a gold, or I could try to produce it and it would generate gold. Ooh, that's not bad either. Since we're not producing any gold, I don't want to walk away from that. So I'm going to go ahead and discard both of those. And I'm going to put them on here, changing my mind instead of going after green. And we're going to try to complete this instead. So that was my two hands. Now we go to the production phase. So we're producing 2 gray. I'm going to put 1 on there, and I'm going to put 1 on there. Done. Now it goes to black. We're producing 1. I'm going to put 1 on here. Confirm. Now that's going to immediately go up here. Now I can't use the gray on there, but the gold round hasn't come up yet. So now when we get to the gold phase, we will produce 1 gold. I have one place I can put green. I have a lot of choices with gold though. What do I want? Okay, now this is a strategy. I'm explaining a little bit of strategy here. Production cards are cards that produce stuff. You want to get those out and completed as early as possible because you want to trigger them first round, second round, third round, fourth round if possible. These cards don't have any production. You want to complete them, but you don't necessarily need to complete them now. You just want to make sure they get completed by the end of the game. If having them is valuable to you, and it is. I really want to complete these cards by the end of the game, but they don't produce anything during the game, so I can put that on the back burner a little bit. This is going to produce 1 green resource for every gold card that I've completed already. So just by completing it, it's going to generate 1 green, but that's not that much. If I complete this one, it's generating 1 green and 2 blue. So I'm going to try to complete this one first. And we're not producing any blue right now, so that'll end the round. That's the first round. That's a quarter of the game gone. Next hand of cards. Ooh, good stuff. We have Island of Avalon, which is worth 7 victory points. Space Elevator, which there's talk about one of those actually being constructed. Gravity Inverter, interesting. And then 2 recycling plants, which I'm not that interested in, but it would be nice to get 5 gray production because that will get us a financier every round. So that's not a bad plan. I'm going to put that out there, and I'm going to recycle that, and hopefully I get 1 more gray in my second hand, and then we'll have 5 production on the gray production of the next round. Oh, look at that. Completing the gravity inverter will get us another 2 points for every gold card. Despite the fact this is a green card, that's a good one to try to get completed. And it's great for us because we need a place to put our green resources that we're going to generate, and that needs them. This also needs a red crystallium to be completed, so keep an eye on that. 7 points. Right now we don't have any way of generating blue, but it would be nice to have it once this is built. So I'm going to go ahead and build that. And this is going to get us a victory point for every financier we have at the end of the game. And just completing it is going to get us a financier. But that's just I don't know if I really want to go that route or not. We're not generating any black right now. We're generating 1 black, but that's not much. This could go either way. It is a gold card, so right now it's worth quite a bit of points to us if we manage to complete everything, but it's not production. Oh man, if this thing, but see, this is going to take 2 of our financiers that we get. We already have 1. We're going to have 2 once the gray gets completed. Gets 2 more resources up there. But we're already going to lose 2, so that's taking this down a notch. If I was going to go for this, I wouldn't go for this. So I'm going to go ahead and recycle that and put the black cube on that. That'd be great if I can get this built. Okay, second hand. Awesome, more gray. Again, the Secret Society again would have played into that. That would have given us another card to go for that, but we didn't get it. I'm not going that route. This one and this one are both favored for building green, and we're not in the green building game, so I'm going to get rid of both of those. I'm going to put 1 gold on there, and I'm going to put 1 gold on there. We did get a gray, which I wanted. Yeah, that's a good one to get rid of. Boom. So now we're going to generate 5 gray right out the gate, and we have a lot of spots for that now. I wish we had a gold. See, green production comes before gold. This always goes the same order. That's why this thing is arrow shaped. It always starts with gray, then black, then green. Um, if I could complete this before that, that would be great because then this would produce its green value. But now I can't complete it until the gold phase because I didn't draw a gold card or a gold symbol. Unless I decide to discard these and try to shoot for it, but I don't really want to do that because using this means I'm going to complete this right out the gate. Boom. So that leaves us with a green, and I'm going to go ahead and use that too and put it on here. Confirm. Okay. The completed buildings will move to production, and now we go to production phase. We're generating 5 gray cubes. I'm going to put one on here because this is a production card, and I'm going to put all the rest of them on there. So we're well on our way to completing that. Now we're going to move to black. We're producing 1. Going to go ahead and produce that. Again, this is before the green phase, so this is going to trigger, which means we're going to generate 4 green cubes this round. I only have space for 3 of them, so I'll show you how that works. That's going to fill. And the extra green cube is going to go to the Empire. So now we're 1/5 of the way of getting a Crystallium, which we are going to need. Ideally, you want to get through the entire game not having to waste any resources, but it rarely works that way. So if you are going to get resources, it's good to have some that if you need something that requires it, you want to be able to, you know, a place for it. Basically, you want to have a place for that Crystallium. Okay, I'm generating 1 gold. I'm going to go ahead and I guess I can go ahead and complete that. Yeah, for the future, it's not going to generate anything this round, but that's fine. And now that the blue phase, we do have 2, so I can go ahead and start working on the Island of Avalon, which goes back to Arthurian legend. Most of the cards that are on the blue are very legendary and mythological in nature. So we're working on a World Congress, National Monument, Gravity Inverter, and the Island of Avalon. Yeah, here's the Garden of the Hesperides. So you have a satyr out here with the nymphs. Again, mythological. Um, the good news, but look what that does. That increases the gold value again of our completed gold buildings 2 points. I want to try to build that. Now, if I actually use this for its resource, this would get completed this round, but that's fine. Again, I'm going to generate 5 gray, and I only have 1 place to put it. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. So at least we'll generate a bunch of black in the last round in case there's something that I can, utilize it. I'm generating a bunch of green. I have no place to put green cubes. Producing more isn't going to help, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. 5, we have 5 spaces. Do I really need to start ahead or go up to 7? Okay, I can show you what happens here. I'm going to discard these 2. They're going to go away. Draw 5 cards, and I can choose one of these to put back in my hand. Nothing generates a lot of points. Completing the underground city would be great because it does give us 3 points on its own, and it's another gold card. So it's a production card, and it's also worth points. We're not going the financier value route, so that's not that important. So then it comes down to what it's worth, what it produces, and what we could use it for if we discard it. Black is not worth it. We're going to generate 1 black, and we only have 1 place to put black. Gold. God, we need some gold production. I'm almost thinking about building this and trying to build it because we're going to need some gold to complete these things. I'm not going to do this because we're not generating enough black. This would get us a Crystallium if we manage to build it, but again, it's the same problem. It's generating more gold and we don't really have the gold. So I'm going to go ahead and build this, or put this in my hand, and then I'm going to try to build it because it produces gold and we need some gold production to help us because right now this is way too many and we're only generating 2, 1 each of the next 2 rounds. So we really need some production in gold. Okay, hand number 2 of this round. Ah, another one! We're really jacking up the value of our gold cards. But that's great because we're generating a bunch of green and we have no place to put it, so that's a beautiful card. So is this, really, because that's also a production card. But getting rid of this for gold is not a small matter. That's actually pretty good use of it. We're going to produce 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5, 6. We're going to produce 6 green, and we only have spot for 3 of it. So that's covered. The question is, can we get some gold production? And this would be another gold production card. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. We need 1 black production, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. So we will get some gold production this round. I don't have anywhere to put black except for this one spot. We need Crystallium. Blue, there's no way we're going to have enough resources to produce this, probably. Again, I don't want to put any more gold requirements out there because I want to try to get these produced. Maybe this was a great card to put out. If we manage to complete this, it'll produce a lot of black. If we get all this, we'll have some gold production. We are in round 3. If this was round 4, this would be a non-decision for me. But it is round 3. I'm still overproducing green, so even putting this out there might be okay. But if this was a gold card and it had the same thing, I'd do it. Oh! Dang, dang, dang. I'm going to get rid of that. Dang. I don't really need either of these, but I'm going to try to build it. We'll see. I might have bitten off more than I can chew here. Let's see how this plays out. Production phase. So we got ourselves, we're up to 3 financiers, which is fantastic. I haven't put any of these in here yet because I'm not sure this is going to get completed, but we are really desperate for gold right now. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll produce 2 gold once we get to that phase. And do I want to try to that one to produce the extra black? Because this thing isn't worth anything, but I've already invested a green onto it, so I really need to complete that. This might just be a throwaway. Black production 1. Again, I might not even complete this, but I'm going to try. Green production, this is where we're going to get a bunch of points. Oh, and I can also choose. Yeah, we're going to keep getting financiers. Not that it really matters. If we don't get any generals, it's fine. There's no value for them. They'll be worth 1 point. Okay, we have 6 green to allocate. And I have 1, 2, 3, 6 spaces. Okay, so I'm investing in it now. Confirm. So now we're back to next round. We have 6 green, and we have nothing to place it on. So 3 gold. Boom. Boom, boom. I'm really hoping we get some gold production. And blue. Boom, boom. Round 4. This is the final round of the game. 2 hands and 1 last production, and we're done. It'll calculate our points. Okay. This is where you can start to math it out. Like right now, I know that I'm going to generate 5 gray, and I have 4 accounted for, so I have 1 extra gray resource. Do I really want to take on something that I may or may not complete? Probably not. But we'll see. Boom. I'm not going to build that. Boom. Now we're going to get an extra green. Mathing it out here, we're only going to generate 1 black, which is fine. We only have 1 there. if I could complete this, it would be worth it. It would get us another couple of green, but guess what? We're overproducing green, way overproducing green right now, so I don't really need this. But I don't need the green resource, so I'll probably try to discard this with another card, probably with this one. Now, if we manage to complete this game, it'll be worth 1 point for every green card we complete, which right now is only 3 points. So that's basically what that's worth. This one's worth 2 points for every blue card, and we might get 2 of them built, but that means it's only going to be worth 2 points. Probably isn't worth it. Our production round, we're only going to generate 2, maybe 4. So we really need 1 blue cube. So that's good. That's what we're going to need. And we're covered. We need a black cube. We really need a black cube. We don't have it now. Maybe we'll get it in the next hand, but if not... Oh, if I would have gotten this one earlier, but it's too late in the game, there's no way I'm going to get that much gold production on here. Again, because gold comes after green. I can complete this during the green phase. Oh, but it'll produce 3 gold. But I'm going to need to place 2 gold on it in order to complete it. That's the trick. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, neither of these, I don't see myself building either one of these, so I'm going to go ahead and discard them. We'll see what we can get. No gold. That's not good. We don't need black. We don't need gray. So none of that's good for us. None of this. That is all horribleness. We're never going to complete that because we're not going to produce enough gray. Or green, I mean. Gold, I mean. Oh, that's just horrible. That's just horrible. We're going to produce a ton of black, and it's not going to go anywhere. So maybe I could make it so we're going to produce a little bit more blue. We don't need it. We're going to produce 4 anyway. Shoot. I'll take the black. I am banking a lot on this last hand we're going to draw. If I decide to build this, we need the gold. Because I'm going to discard this. I'm going to recycle it and put it on there. That's done now. So we're going to produce a lot of green and a lot of blue. And I'm going to try to build this because it produces 3 gold. We really need to complete this by the green phase, which is great. We can complete it if we manage to get 2 gold on here. This will generate 3 gold during the next gold phase. That's awesome. That is really awesome. But if we don't get any gold on here, we're screwed. Well, we got 2 gold. That's good. That's very good. This would have been something good to produce earlier, the Cities of Gold, the Lost City. Now we won't be able to complete it, so that's actually sacrificable. So we'll go ahead and recycle both of the... Oops, I almost took the long thing. I've done that so many times. I want to recycle these, not discard them. The number of times I've done that and totally screwed myself, you can't undo it. Once they draw 5 cards, you've seen them. You're stuck with them. So, by putting those on there, it means I'm guaranteed to get 3 more gold production, which will end up being 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to need some crystallium to finish this. But we have another gold here. That's really good because we're going to overproduce. Unfortunately, we need a crystallium for that. So we're going to get one of them here. That's a freebie. That's going to be either that or that. I think we got this. Now, there's no guarantee we're going to get a lot of points for this play, but I can build this, but it's not worth any points. I can build that, but it's not worth any points. Okay, this is where I'm going to math it out again. We're producing 5 gray. We're putting 4 of it on there. One of them is going to go in here, so that'll give us 2. Onto the black phase. Black's going to generate 1. We don't have a place for it. We're up to 3. Onto the green phase. We're going to generate 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 green. 3 of which are going to go here. 4, 5, boom. That gives us a Crystallium. 6, 7, 8, 9. That puts us at 4. 4 stored resources. So one more extra resource and we get another Crystallium. The 2 Crystallium we have will enable us to complete this and this. So all of those will be produced. Gold phase is going to happen. It's going to produce 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 total resource. 2 gold or 4 gold. Plus this. So that's 7. 3, 6, and 7. 1 Crystallium for that. 1 Crystallium for that. On to blue. Blue's going to complete 4, which is enough to complete this. So there really isn't any gain to trying to build these because we're not going to be able to complete them. I'm going to end up with an extra Crystallium basically, or I can discard these and see what we get, and I really don't plan on building whatever I draw. So getting a gold would mean I would even have more Crystallium to spare at the end of the game. That we don't need. That we don't need. None of these are worth points. This is only worth 1 plus how much ever for being gold. Dang. Yeah, we're not going to have enough. We're not going to have quite enough resources to build another thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to end up having some unspent Crystallium, but that's just the way it is. Recycling it, putting it on there, confirm. Okay, final production of the game. 5 gray. There's 4, 1 extra. Black produces 4. We don't have a place for any of it. So we're up to an extra Crystallium. I'm going to go ahead and place that now. Done. Green. We're just going to go all in on Financiers. I kind of wish I would have picked a Financier bonus, but it wasn't available. I'm going to go ahead and place 2 of those Financiers there, so this is set up. We have 9 green production. There's 3 of it. The rest is going to go to the Empire, which gives us another Crystallium. Gold produces 7. Done. And blue. Going to produce 4, which is just enough to complete this. So we're going to win the game with 2 Crystallium in our supply that we just didn't use. So, but that's the way it works. I could have built one of those 2 buildings. That one of them, let's say, it required 2 resources, but it wasn't worth any points. So building it wouldn't have mattered. Okay, now let's break this down. 75 points. Your score qualifies you as a dictator. That's better than I did this morning. Nice one. You can rule a country the size of a small town. We scored 67 from buildings and 8 from tokens. This morning's game I played had 77 from buildings and 3 from tokens. So it was kind of a wash. About the same. This one's a little better. And that's how the solo mode in just the generic vanilla version is played. I don't play this version very often because it's just, I don't know, it's fine. It's the most freelance way of playing it because you're not given any direction. You're just trying to create a strategy to beat the game on your own, which I personally think is an advanced version. They think playing with the flipped side of the card is the easier version, and maybe it's easier, but it kind of gives you a direction to go. So I'm going to go ahead and play again, but I'm going to change the settings. So this is game 2. This is a separate game. Now I'm going to play with a solo scenario. BGA has all the basics. These are all in the box version of the game. So if you're playing solo, you can play. These are all thematic. To the center of the earth is all about digging down through the crust to get the resources and energy of the inner core, if you will. A Better World is a very utopian style play. You're trying to create a better world. The reverse of that would be the end of times. The whole world's gone to hell, and you're just going to try to ride it out. They Are Among Us deals with aliens and uncovering our connection with life outside and the rest of the universe. Back to the Future, it's all about trying to create that time machine. Money Has No Smell is all about the money, all about cash. Or you can just play random, which is what I usually do. I did Back to the Future this morning. I'm going to go ahead and try that again. You know what? No, I'm going to do There Among Us. Back to the Future is fun. You try to build a time machine, but I don't know. All of the things on there aren't really thematic. There Among Us is going to be a little more interesting, I think, dealing with a lot of aliens. Um, Variable Starting Empire. Hopefully, it gets us something we can use. And we're playing with the solo scenario. There won't be as much explanation this time. I'll just the few changes there are. The gameplay is going to be identical. The difference is that you start with a bunch of cards already in play. These are the things you have to complete by the end of the game. That's why they have a little star in the corner. So all of these are supposed to be thematically themed. Unknown technology. We're trying to discover this alien technology. Saucer Squadron, has to do with Rosdale and all these little alien ships. Think of like Born on the Fourth, or no, Independence Day. That's it, Independence Day. A lunar base, again, space themed. We're trying to create a base on the moon, and a secret laboratory where they're doing an autopsy on an alien life form. So these have to be completed by the end of the game, or you score a zero. A zero. Ideally, what we're trying to do is trying to get basically, it's okay. Right, it's right here. It's listed right over here on the side. If we manage to get more than 70 points, that gives us a bronze medal. If we get more than 90 points, it's silver. We need to get at least 105 points for gold. Now, we only scored, what, 66 into the 70s. I don't think we didn't get to 90. If that had been a scenario, that would have only gotten us a bronze level. I've only gotten a few golds in this, and they've almost all been with the Money Has No Smell campaign or scenario. So this is not easy. This is a lot of specific resources we need. And this is the generic side. Yeah, I guess maybe it forces us to use the generic side for these campaigns. So we need to get on boat. We need to generate a lot of green and some black. So that's going to be in play. Production wise, I'm looking at production right now. We don't have any gold production, so I'm going to need that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Right now we don't have any place to put all the blue. We're going to want to get some blue locations out there, but I'm not in a rush to build this because it's generating something we don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Right now we don't have any place to put blue, so recycling, that's not useful. I gotta recycle this though. I gotta start getting these gold out of the way. This is production. I don't really want to build this. I don't want to build a Zeppelin. All it gives us is a single blue production thing. And it's going to take valuable black cubes off of these. So I'm going to go ahead and recycle it and put it on the Empire. It's not an ideal card for the opening hand. Second hand. Oh yeah, here's the theme part of it. If you want, I'm going to go ahead and read through this. The Supreme Leader made the globe spin nervously. He certainly was in a foul mood. What about here? He asked the Grand Vizier, which is you. We're playing the role of the Grand Vizier, who is the basically the right-hand man of the Supreme Leader. This is ours. It's a protectorate. And here, come on, be quick about it. Here too, it's a puppet government. The Supreme Leader went mad. This planet is too small for me. Now the time has come to have a greater ambition. Grand Vizier tells the Special Science Research Development Division that I am ready to bring hope and happiness to other planets. So this campaign, or this little scenario, is all about basically exploring the universe, getting onto colonizing another world, and that's going to require us to, study some alien tech. Okay, so what do we got here? Bionics. We do get 3 points for every green card we completed, so super sonar. Get a blue production for every black card. I don't want to throw those away quite yet. We don't need the Secret Society. I'm going to get rid of that. I wish. Ancient Astronauts. That's thematic for us. We should probably build that. It's worth 10 points on its own. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to break that. Because I got this in round one, I think that's a good card to put out there. It's a good thing to shoot for. It gives us a reason to develop the Saucer Squadron as soon as possible. Oh man, I wish I had some more gray though. But, we're only producing one green. We're not producing any gold until we get this built. I don't need this black. I really don't need this black cube. It's not helping us any. Blue would get this started. And this really isn't worth completing, I don't think. If we were producing green already. Wow, this is so tricky. It would be nice to complete this, because it is going to produce 2 gray, but it's going to require all that green, and right now we're only producing 1. It's early. Let's shoot for the stars. But I think I'm going to have to pass on super sonar because I chose bionic graphs. Now I wish I had that other blue because then we'd be 2 of the way. Alright, production phase. Producing 2 gray. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put those there. Producing 1 black. Yeah, 1 there. Because this is a production card. I want to get these 2 productions built. And 1 green. Be good there, be good there. But if I can get this thing built, this would be great. That's it for our production, because gold, nothing, blue, nothing. Round 2. Okay. Worth 2 points for every blue. That's worth 3 points, and it produces 2 gray and 2 black. Underground City. Universal Vaccine gets us 1 for every gold. And these are just production cards. But we can get rid of them for its gold value, which I think is right now more valuable. Boom. That's done. So now it'll produce 3 green. Now I gotta get this thing built. Fortunately, we don't have any more blue. So then this becomes a priority. Black. Now we need another green. We do have a Crystallium. I'm going to save it for now, because we have a couple that require Crystallium to complete. What we have here are 3 cards that are gold, and we have only 2 spaces for it. We're not producing any gold right now, so that's fine. That means 2 of them are kind of sacrificial. But 3 of them aren't. Because I can't get anything out of all 3 of them, I have to decide, do I want to build something, or do I want to take 2 of these cards and draw 5 more? Right now I have plenty of spots for gray, so I don't really want to use that. I don't want to build that card. I don't want to add any more green to the pile, but we are getting points for completed green, so there's a reason to complete. Oh, that. On the other hand, this is going to get us a point for yellow too, which right now is only worth 2 points. And this is going to be worth, if it gets completed, it'll be worth 4 points, because it'll be one of 2 blue buildings that hopefully will get completed. On the other hand, this thing also gets us 2 Crystallium. I think we're really close to completing this, and that's going to start generating 3, which it'll generate 3, 3, and 3. So think of it as it's going to generate 9. We have plenty of places to put it, so I think I'm going to try to build that. So it produces gold, it's going to get us 2 Crystallium, which we need, and it's going to get us some points. And then these I can just go ahead and get rid of. For that. Okay, hand number 2. Okay, we got the Fountain of Youth. Another underground city, another mega drill, financial center, and a nuclear plant. I love that image. Everybody out tanning on the beach under the smogberry trees, if you will. Oh, let's see. All that black. It's not really needed. It's too much. How much blue can we produce? Because, again, now it's like this card's more valuable than this one, but only if we get a lot of generals, because this value-wise isn't much, and it's not a production card. I've already thrown away one underground city. This isn't a bad card, but I need to be able to complete it. And right now we're not generating any gold. Only if this thing gets completed is this a good card to get out there. I don't have any place for that gold card. Gray. That's definitely getting recycled. I'll try to get that thing done. Do I want to try to build this or not? Am I going to get this built so I can start generating more gray or not? Well, let's just discard these two and draw 5 cards and see where we're at. Okay, well I like the giant tower because that's worth 10 points. It also is going to be gold, which we need. We need gold production. This is all garbage. Blue, yeah, I can get rid of it and start completing these things, but jeez, this sucks. This really sucks. I don't have any place to put the gold for this one unless I build the giant tower, or I build the. If I take this, then I'm not going to build this. That's worth 10 points, and I think it's pretty easy to complete. So I'm going to go ahead and build that, and I'm going to get rid of this. Put 1 gold on there. And this is perfect. I can get rid of this, and we're good with black. Alright, that's it. Man, this is only the second round. Okay, 2 gray. Not quite enough to complete this yet, but we're getting closer. Do I want to use a Crystallium? I kind of do. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because now it'll give us a couple more... Oh, but no. We don't need the gold production. I don't really have any place to put it. I can put it there, I guess, but is it really vital that I get it? Or should I put it on this green so we'll produce 3 blue this turn? Yeah, that would probably be better use. I'm going to put it on this. One black. Boom. Green. 3. Am I going to build this or not? It's worth 4 points, just on its own. No gold. We got 3 black. Gonna go ahead and, or blue, I mean. Gonna go ahead and put those there. And confirm. Alright, we're halfway through the game. Another hand. Good. That looks good. Really want to get some green buildings built. I mean, it's only worth 1 point, I realize, but the multipliers for green are really high. It'll be worth 4 points. It'd be nice if I can get 1 more multiplier, but I don't have any control over that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this, and that's done. I don't have any place to put the black. We don't really need black. I don't need the nuclear plants. I really don't. I don't have any place to put the black, but do I really want to waste 4 gray on here? I thought I was going to need this. If I didn't get a bunch of black draws, black cubes, then completing this would have been important. But now we're halfway through the game, and I have no place to put all these black cubes. I'm already got 1 every turn. I don't really have a place to place it, so I don't really need it. And I'm thinking about getting rid of it rather than wasting the cube placement. I don't want to throw away a building that already has cubes on it if I can help it. How about the underwater city? It's gold. It's worth 3 points. It's gold, so it's not worth anything special. But it would give me a place to put the black. We're not generating any gold until this. We're only going to generate 2, which is going to be enough to complete the. Yeah, I think we can get that built, so that's all right. So now the question is, do I want to get rid of these, recycle them to put cubes out, or do I want to draw, discard and draw? Because I don't want to produce either one of these. I think I'll just recycle them since I actually have places to put the cubes now. Recycle. I'll put a gray here and a black on there. Okay, that's the first hand. Now this is it. This is the last. Oh no, this is the halfway point. Yes, we still have 2 more hands to see at the end of the game. All right. Same problem. The nuclear power plant. We don't need all this black. Crud. Genetic upgrades, which I think is a great graphic. They got the little kid has gills. Genetic upgrades. What a great card. It's worth 3 points. It's green. We need green cards. Hopefully we can build it. We're going to struggle getting all this green. We have a ton of green. Which makes me think I should just recycle this. I don't need this black at all. I'm going to go ahead and discard both. Draw 5 more cards. 15 points. Are you kidding me? It's a green card worth 15 points, but I'm never going to get that built. It's way too late for me to be drawing that card. That's not opening round. That's time travel. But we don't need the black and the gray resources. Ugh. It's only if I decide I'm going to build this nuclear plant. Otherwise, we got to 5 green and 3 crystallium. Granted, these are going to generate 4. Oh man, what a decision. I still don't know. I might use it for its blue token, but or blue cube. The advantage of building this is that it will generate enough excess that it will get us some crystallium at some point, even if we don't use the black. We're not completing anything. I need to get some things completed. I really needed a green. This isn't worth any points. It's all about getting the resources. And right now I still don't need the resources. Now this, King Solomon's Mines, I probably won't be able to build it. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. It'd be a long shot. It's only worth 2 points. It's not really that valuable. And we still don't have great gold production, so I'm going to go ahead and recycle that for the gold and try to get this thing built. Which means, are we going to build this or are we going to recycle it? 15 points is a lot of points. This is the most valuable, this is the highest point value of any one card. And it is green, which means it's also worth 3 points for this and 1 point for this, so that's 4 points in addition to the 15, which basically means 19 points. But only if we can build it. I don't have a choice. I have to build these 2. So a lot of my green is going to have to go into those in the last round. This is not, I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. Completing this is going to get us some green production, but not much. Alright, 2 gray. This is where I decide. Are we going to try to go for this or not? Because if we're not, putting it into the Empire is getting us closer to getting a crystallium. Discarding this card we'd be one shy of getting at least one Crystallium out of this. I can complete this card. I just don't know if we need to because we don't need the black resources. So I'm going to discard it. Okay, confirm. Black. We're generating one cube. Goes on there. We don't have any place to put black now or any place to put gray. 3 green. No shortage of places to put green. So this is going to generate 2 for us next round. This would generate 1 for every green completed. I'm not sure I'm going to get this completed or not. I have to complete this, so I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 on there. Confirm. Oh, shoot. I should have put 1 on this. Should have put 1 on this. Shoot. Oh, crud. I made a mistake there. Because that would have given us 2 blue production this round. That was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Dang it. Just a horrible, dumb mistake. I mean, we're still going to get it completed. It's just, dang it. That was a bonehead maneuver. I want to produce this. The Universal Exposition gets us another 3 points for our green cards. We don't have that many green cards, but if we complete all these different things, they're worth a lot. Okay, so at least that's done now. I don't have any place to put the gray. I don't have any place to put gray, so we're going to discard those. Draw 5. Center of the Earth, 15 points. Cities of Gold, Casino City, Secret Laboratory, or Secret Society. Gold, green, and blue. All of us good. Oh, these are some great cards. Won't build that. Won't build that. Probably won't build that, although it would get us another green multiplier. We're running out of opportunities to produce gold. Cities of Gold would have been great a couple of rounds ago. Now not so much, because by the time blue produces, it's after gold. We're not going to get the 3 value out of that. I would have to build it now. Dang it all. Completing the Lost Continent of Mu is going to get us 2 wilds. So it will be able to complete something that maybe was neglected. But production-wise, getting things that produce early is important. 15 points is no small matter. We'll be able to produce 5. That's 4, 5. That's a lot of excess needed. Dang it! I have to take that. I just have to. If we manage to complete it, it'll be worth it. I have to get rid of this one though. I'm not locked in yet, but I think that's the better decision. Hand 2. Okay, that's good. So that gets us another blue. So we're that much closer. We're going to generate 5 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means we'll only need 2 Crystallium to complete this. Then there's this. This makes our green cards worth 3 more points. Ah! Guess what? We didn't get any green. Well, do the math. So we're going to generate 3, 4, 5. We're going to generate 5 green on the green production phase, which is not enough to complete even this, and we have to complete this. So robot assistance might not happen. In fact, it's not worth it. probably isn't worth it. We don't get a gold bonus, so it's not really worth it to dink around with that. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. So that banks that 10 points. Okay, do the math. We're going to generate 4 gray. We have no place to put any of it. So this would get us a black generation. This would get us 1 point. So building either one of those is not really great, but that's fine. Having extra is fine. Black, we're only going to produce 1. We have no place to put it. And those cards don't have it either. So we already have 4 in there. 1 is going to get us a Crystallium. The extra gray, the extra black means we're already 2/5 to a second Crystallium. Green production, I already said, is 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're well short, but there's the 2. We already. Oh no, we only have a 1. Well, we got 1 of these handled. We need 1 more. I've already paid this one. So we need 1 more Crystallium for that. Once we get blue, that'll get us 2. So that'll be 1 of them. Okay, keep playing it out. Gold, we're going to get 2 production. We're short here. We want to complete this if possible. That would be a second Crystallium burn, but that means we need to come up with 2. 1 and 2. So still, we're good. Blue production is going to generate 5. That's enough to complete this or this. Well, completing that's important because that's critical for us. This is worth 15 points. That's not nothing. I am not going to build this. I think it's too risky. We're not producing enough green as it is, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that and put it there. I don't have a place to put either one of these. So now this is the thing I'm deciding. Should I put these 2 cubes in the Empire? So it'll get us 1 Crystallium and then 1 point, 1/5 of the next, or 1/5 of the next Crystallium. Or should I discard them and try to get a card? What am I shooting for a card? Green, obviously. If I have something that produces green, like the reverse of this, a gray card that produces green, which I don't think exists, at least not on its own. Something that needs gray or black to complete that produces green, or a card that has a green cube on it that I can use here. That's what I'd be shooting for. But if it doesn't happen, then it's a waste. Because I won't be able to build anything that requires blue. I won't be able to build anything that requires gold or green or anything else. So it's like shooting the moon to get one of those 2 things to happen. Either something that produces green or something that provides green. Whereas if I put these in here right now, I'll definitely get use out of them, but I'll be basically throwing away my last shot at being able to complete something. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and discard them and draw 5. Hopefully we get a green that we need. Green production or a green resource cube. Or both. Okay, well, those black ones, that's non-starters. The question is, do you want the research center for its production? Because I can use it. I'm producing 4 gray and I don't have any place to put it. I'm producing black, so this will get built. That produces 2 green. That's exactly what I was looking for. Or do I want to take the icebreaker for its resource? Because we're going to be short on blue. If I bank that right now, we're going to get 2 Crystallium in the bank. But blue production happens last. There's a lot that happens before we get there. This is the card we need. I think this is what I want. I think we can build it, and it's going to save us 2 Crystallium for green, which we'll be able to use to do blue. Okay, let's see how this plays out now. Gray production, 4. Look at that. Oh, I love that. 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. And remember, we need to get to 105, right? 105 points in order to get a gold medal. That's probably a long shot, even if I do have a 15 and a bunch of 10s, but we'll see. The thing is, I don't have a lot of green buildings. Despite the fact I got this great bonus rolling, it's not really going to be applied that much. Let's say I complete all of these. 3, 6, 7 points for every green card I complete. 7 points. So that's 7, 14, 21. That's worth 21 points. That's a lot, but, it's a lot compared to a single 15, sure. So 21, 31, 41, 51, 66. That's 66 points if I complete those, just the high value ones. Ugh. It gets us most of the way there, but I don't think we're going to get to the gold plateau. Right now, I'm not sure we're going to get to the bronze. All right, where am I going to put my 4? 1, 2, 3, and a Crystallium. It's not worth it to put it there because gray production's already happened. We're not producing black. Nothing's going to produce green because this is going to be built after the gray production. It will be advantageous to use this. Okay, so I'm going to use a Crystallium to complete that, which gets us 2 Crystallium. Boom. So those 2 buildings, well, that one got built. Black production is 1. Boom. That'll produce 2 green now. On to green. We're going to get a bonus. We're going to burn 2 generals. Oh, I don't have any financiers. Ooh. I'm not going to generate any. This isn't going to get built. I need either 5 gold production. I need 5 gold production and 5 green production to get the 2. Because none of these are going to produce a frickin' financier. I didn't realize I didn't have any financiers. This isn't going to get built. Well, that sucks. I'll take the financier, but now I'm not gonna place any gold. Oh, and we needed that. That's worth 3 points for green. That's part of our 7-point, magical mystery hour. I can't use Crystallium in the place of those. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Dang. Oh, that's disappointing. I was really looking forward to having a nice big bonus pile at the end of the game, and that's not going to happen. So yeah, we're generating 3 gold. Oh great, we're going to complete this. No, not so much. Shoot. So how could I fix this? Only one way. I would have had to have been I had to have built this before the round started. Had I built this particular one, that would have given us the 1 extra gray that would have gotten us to 5. That would have given us a financier, which I could have put into there. So I'm just going to go ahead and discard this building because I can't build it. Put the 3 in there. Done. On to blue. That was a lot of points. That cost us quite a few points. That cost us 3 points for each of these. So that was 9 points that cost us. Oh, that sucks. We'll see what our final score is now. Yeah, we earned a bronze. That's good. But if we would have gotten those 9 points, we would have gotten 80, 82, which I think we needed 90, didn't we, to get to, yeah, I'm not going to go all the way back. I think it's 90 to have gotten to the silver medal. So yeah, it would have still been short. So I guess it's not the end of the world. This is basically the score I got on this morning's game. We got a bronze medal. That's pretty good. Anyway, that is the single player scenario version of It's a Wonderful World. It's a Wonderful World is available. You can buy it in game stores. I'm pretty sure it's also available on Amazon. There are a couple of expansions that have some really nice campaigns and add some new cards that you can put into the mix. It's fantastic artwork. It's a beautiful game, great components. I highly recommend it. And if you don't want to invest in that, because it is a $40+ game, it's not a it's a big investment if you're just a solo gamer. But if you're a solo gamer, hey, get on BGA. It's free to play games on BGA. There are certain restrictions though. If you're using a free account, you can't play a lot of the special things. Only certain games. You'll have a pretty good selection of games. Um, and the yearly fee for being a member isn't really high. It did go up recently, but it's not that high. Um, I've been a member for, I don't know, a couple of years now. I really enjoy the games that are on here. I can give you a quick example of some of the games that are available. Let's go to games. Uh, right now, these are all by category. Uh, a lot of very new games like Ark Nova. Recent award winners like Wingspan are on here. Um, Classics like Carcassonne, Champions of Midgard, Seven Wonders, Azul is on here, Ticket to Ride is on here. Games you may never heard of. I haven't played all of these. I haven't seen most of these get played. Most of these games are not solo playable. The list of games that are available for solo play is not that great, in my opinion. I wish they had more solo games. This is all the games they have on the site that are solo play. And a lot of these are pretty old or card games, and I just haven't had the time and energy to try them out. But some of them are newer games and modern board games. Ooh, Lewis and Clark is on here for solo play. I might have to try that. They're always introducing new games, though. Some of these games, there's actually uh, apps for. Like Burgle Brothers is a game that I have off of Steam. I'm not sure if it's still available on Steam or not. But I have the Steam version of this, and it's fantastic. So I don't need to play the BGA version. I also have the app version of Viticulture, but it's available on here. Challengers is a brand new game. It's an award-nominated game for the Spiel des Jahres, um, and it's available on here. It's available in solo. There's a great solo mode on that. I might play that on stream or record it. I've played it before on here, and it's fun. The solo mode is challenging. It's a little harder than I'd like, but I've played it multiplayer, and it's fantastic. It's a fun game to play. It's a little deck builder game. And then, of course, there's Just a Wonderful World. But then you can, whatever you're interested in, there's casual games, there's fantasy, whatever your theme is or player count, you can just go ahead and get in here and filter it the way you want and list the games. So, anyway, that is my gameplay of It's a Wonderful World. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think about the game. Let me know if I made a bunch of mistakes. I should have done something different. I want to hear it. Thanks.